Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar news update video. I wasn't planning to do a video covering any of the promo material today, but then the video they dropped was literally called Final Trailer, so I felt like, okay, final trailer, it's the last big piece of the marketing material. Let's do it one more time. We'll do some analysis of a trailer of a clip before the show actually hits in 2 days, basically 1.5 days. We are so close at this point. Just before we do that, we do have some screenshots from Netflix Geeked. So they have a pretty standard kind of shot here, but it's nice. A bit of June in the background, so we actually haven't seen that much extra June content, so nice to see another shot with her. But I like that the focus is actually like, I'm guessing this is maybe Zuko and Iroh discussing whatever deal they're going to make with her. And it seems like Iroh's trying to like convince Zuko. He seems a little bit like, not sure about this, but Iroh is all in or something like that. So this could have some fun dialogue in it when it actually comes out. Another shirtless Ozai scene, so people are very much going to like this one. And then the last one I think is quite interesting to talk about because it's obviously from the Bumi fight scene, I suppose, afterwards. But then Aang is wearing this around his neck and he's clearly like showing it to, I guess, Bumi. So are they going to use this as like, you gave this to me, this is why I know it's you? Because they're obviously going to have to, I suppose, do that reveal of, I guess, like Bumi is Aang's old friend from 100 years ago, so it would sort of make sense that maybe he has something to remember Bumi by. Otherwise, I'm not really sure why the focus is on what is this thing. Is this the bison whistle? Maybe Bumi made him the bison whistle out of earthbending or something like that. There's a few different ways they could do it, but still, interesting if they do decide to bring up a sort of like object that it relates to their friendship in however way they're actually going to do it. It makes me wonder, like, are we going to get a like young Bumi flashback in the live action, just to see how they do Aang remembering him? Could be very interesting just to think about some of those smaller scenes that we may actually get in the show. But the main event for today is this. So they posted it on social media. Netflix also posted it on YouTube. So it is a full trailer, not just random promo clips, but it is the final trailer is what this one is called. So 1:22. But the big thing with this one is that they are very much highlighting some bigger moments, like a lot of Avatar State stuff here. As you can see here, they show off Kyoshi, Aang in the Avatar State in multiple scenes. Kind of surprised with how much they show. And then they actually go on and later on in the trailer show us quite a few Northern Water Tribe scenes, which they've not done too many of. They've shown some sort of like of the extra stuff that like hasn't been super directly focused on the Water Tribes, but they show us quite a bit of it here. And then the story, as you can sort of tell from the captions here, is that Kyoshi seems to be the one to tell Aang about the Avatar State. So that didn't happen in the original. We only properly found out about the Avatar State in detail in Book 2 at the start, Episode 1 of course, 201 Avatar State. But it seems like they're going to bring that up, and it makes me have a few questions maybe about what the plan is for maybe some of the early Book 2 episodes, but we'll get to that when we review Book 1 and see where exactly we are ahead of any early speculation on Book 2. But still, interesting. They've shown us a bit of Kyoshi. I think some of the stuff in this trailer maybe suggesting potentially some Karuk stuff. Not a lot of Roku, though. That's an interesting one, given that he's technically the main past Avatar in the source material. But let's go through some screenshots here. Again, I haven't taken too many, but there are some nice shots I think I want to show off. Just the lighting on this. This was the Avatar State Aang scene I wanted to highlight. I just love the different blues. The lighting really works nicely going through the water and stuff like that. And then in a similar kind of vein, the lighting of this Zuko scene with the fire up close to his face and the expression here, it's a nice contrast. The blue here, the light and blue versus the almost darkness, and then the light of the fire is kind of cool with the red. So pretty nice there. But then we get some really nice scenery shots, basically. So this is obviously Agna Kella arriving at the Northern Water Tribe here. Looks really good. And because we've seen quite a bit of Omashu, and we get another angle on the Omashu scenery shot, I'm really excited to see just how nice the finalized version of Agna Kella looks when we kind of see the actual city itself and stuff like that. So location shots, I think, are going to be outstanding in the show. They have been so far. Excited for some more Northern Water Tribe stuff. So, yeah, it's going to be cool. I guess we're going to see the whole walk into Omashu, because we definitely have a few shots getting closer to the gate up here. Then we have a couple of shots, both Zuko and Iroh, and then immediately cut to Sokka looking up at something crazy just about to happen. And what's interesting about it, especially with the Sokka scene, is that you can clearly see, like, Tui and La here, the koi fish are right here. So the spirits are here, suggesting that if they're looking up at Koizilla, well, what's going on? Like, one of these is meant to be part of that combination. What really is going on here? Because I think in the actual video, you can see both fish are moving. So, and some sort of one of the spirits is dead hasn't happened yet, I think. So, are they witnessing maybe Aang go into the Avatar state, and the Karuk scene maybe is happening? Because we're getting a Karuk scene, I guess, in the same vein as the Kyoshi stuff that we've seen. Is this when it happens, or is this something else happening? I'm very interested, because obviously we're in the Northern Water Tribe here, as evidenced by, you know, Iroh wearing his kind of military uniform and Zuko in the sort of ninja stealth suit. So they seem quite worried about what they see, as does kind of Sokka in awe here. But cool to see a little bit of the Spirit Oasis here. But then we do get the reveal. We do get a bit of Koizilla here. Now, we cannot see clearly enough to see, like, what the makeup of it necessarily is. It's a little bit close up. You can't fully make out the full shape, but it's a nice teaser for Koizilla, just to know that it's in here. There's no weird kind of maybe budget reasons why they're maybe not doing it. You still would maybe perhaps wonder, and probably the big question is it Aang sort of at the heart of Koizilla, or is it like Aang as Karuk at the heart of Koizilla? And what way will they go about doing that? Is the Karuk stuff separate to this big kind of finale, end the battle moment, or, you know, are they linked in some way? Still very, very cool that they're getting this big trademark moment. They seem to be going all out for the finale, so that's nice to see. Nice shot here of a bunch of Sky Bison arriving on the scene. This is obviously, I think we know from the first episode, this is from the kind of flashback kind of sequence just before the comet arrives. This is why kind of all the airbenders are grouped up as a big kind of arrival at the Southern Air Temple situation. So that's going to be nice to see in full. Then the final shots I have here is a little bit of a sequence that we definitely have not seen any of. And so this is Northern Water Tribe. You can see Katara here on the side, as well as some other female waterbenders doing a combined powerful waterbending move where they channel the water, they make a giant ice structure, they absorb a big fire blast that comes in. Obviously the attack has started, it's in progress, not exactly sure on the timing, but they block it. It does shatter their combined structure here, but it is cool to see what's going on here. I'm guessing this is like the healing class, like Yagoda, Katara, and some of the other female waterbenders maybe doing healing training, stepping up to defend here. I'm wondering what the scenario is kind of surrounding this, because obviously if they're skilled enough to do really skilled waterbending healing, they would obviously know to some extent, even if they haven't been trained in combat waterbending, how to do things that could be useful if they were ever in a fight. So I wonder how exactly this comes about. Is there just going to be this subtle reveal of just like, you know, Pakku, like, you're such a fool. Of course we've been training ourselves to actually be really skilled. You think so little of us, or something like that. It'll be interesting again to see how exactly they tackle the sort of like the Northern Water Tribe kind of sexism traditions arc overall. But this looks like a nice fun sequence here with the waterbenders, obviously. But yeah, that's basically all I want to highlight from the final trailer there. Unless they put out some major piece of promo material that I just feel I have to cover, this probably will be the final kind of video of mine covering the kind of pre-release kind of stuff. So if that turns out to be the case, my final thoughts sort of heading in are basically that I feel pretty confident going in that the show is going to be, at the very least, good. It's going to be solid. I don't see any way that this really ends up as something that we just consider, ooh, I can't believe they got it wrong twice in a row. There might be flaws as we maybe go through it and we properly get to see exactly how good the adaptation is and all the different elements that make up the show. But from what I've seen in the marketing, and we've now seen quite a bit, obviously, I think it looks like a very good attempt at live action. And I think you can see there's a quality kind of across the board. Is everything perfect from heading in preview stuff? No, perhaps not. But I don't have any major red flags with the show. And I think that, to me, is a really telling thing of... I think a lot of people maybe just don't feel that there's that many kind of major issues. Like, we're going to get like 7 to 8 hours of content here very shortly. And I'm feeling pretty good going into it. And that's really, I think, all I want to kind of say here. And it's just, again, if you maybe are worried about like, the reception and stuff like that, my thoughts are always just like, be reasonable on both sides. And that is, be careful about being like, I suppose, overly negative and going super far down that side, but also be super careful about the other side of like, you don't need to be super defensive about the show or like getting into the regions of like toxic positivity. Just, if you're feeling excited, go in with that and just be reasonable when you, come to kind of forming your own opinions on it. Because that's certainly my plan. And I think that's been shown in how I've kind of covered the material up to now. And like I said, I'd be very surprised if the show, when I actually watch it, is something that just makes me go, ooh, this is bad. I'd be very, very surprised if from the point I'm at now to actually seeing the show, I really turn against it. I really, really honestly would be very surprised. But yes, that is the kind of video. In the comments, let me know what your thoughts are on this final trailer and your final thoughts, I suppose, in a way, before going into the show. Not long left at all now. How excited are you? That's the real question. But yes, thanks for watching the video, and bye.